Hello Fox back and welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club. You didn't see it because I wasn't recording when it happened, but now that I told you guys before that I didn't download the game. I know, I'm just continuing it from where it is, but you gotta play along, guys. But you didn't see it because I didn't start recording yet. But instead of if like this isn't for children or whatever, says that for people who are easily disturbed, instead of that it said I have granted kids to hell. So that's something that happened off screen. Anyway, let's get to making the poem. I guess we'll go for Natsuki. I guess it'll be a lot easier now that there's only two. I mean, it's either gonna work for her or work for both her. And occasionally Monica's thing might pop up down here. Yeah. Boop? What? I've never seen that appear here before, a boop. Is it talking like Betty Boop? I'm sure half the people watching this don't know who Betty Boop is. I barely know who Betty Boop is. Smile. Pink. Kitty. Cute. Fireflies. Kawaii. Rainbow. I mean, I've already got enough to qualify as hers, but still. Dance. Peace. Bubbles. And hop. Okay. So I'm pretty sure like at least 17, if not all of them, aside from one, were Natsuki's. Hello again, SoulFoxie. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Okay, thanks for keeping your promise, SoulFoxie. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Yeah, I really don't. You already had to be dragged here by Monica. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Nope. Monica, you're in the way of the thing. I think you have a big mouth for someone who keeps them. Okay. Manga collection in the club of manga. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. She was over the little thing here. I couldn't really read it because of how long her freaking hair was. Manga's literature. The room is tilted, guys. You see that? It's kind of tilted. The music's kind of distorted too. If you can't hear it, I might up it. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. I'm sorry, SoulFoxie. We'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay? I've read that completely wrong. Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glance. Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have interest in picking up a book to read? Well, you can really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in this club now, so it only feels right for me to do something like that if you ask. Wait, I didn't mean it like that. If you don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess. Yeah, no, it's not that, Yuri. I want to try to be a part of this club, because I totally wasn't forced here against my will. So even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to. Are you sure? I just felt like, as vice president and all, But I should help you get started on something you might like. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. And I want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted. This is this girl accidentally being so cute, because that doesn't really matter. She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yeah, thank you. I'll definitely read this. You enthusiastically take the book. I'm not sure if you guys can tell, considering the more you look at it, obviously the more straight it is, but the room actually is much more tilted and zoomed in than it was before, and including Yuri. You see it? Like here, let me get my mouth off. Yeah, my mouth's off screen. You see it now? If you don't, then well, I can't really help. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Yeah, see, now it's back to normal. See the sun change? Very subtle things. Games like this do that. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. You know, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I hear Natsuki utter an exasperated sigh from within the closet. That sounded more like just being pissed. Just like, ah! Not a sigh. She seems to be annoyed by something. Probably the air. Natsuki is annoyed by everything. I approach her in case she needs a hand. You looking for something in there? Okay. F. Monica. She never puts my stuff back in the right spot. What's the point in keeping your collection organized if someone else is just gonna mess it up? And so he slides a bunch of stacked books, books and boxes across the shelf. I know I couldn't talk in one of my previous videos. I think it was like episode 7, episode 8, something like that. But now I really can't talk. Manga. You read manga, right? Sometimes. Manga is one of those things where you can't admit you're really into it until you figure out where the other person stands. How did you know anyway? Or did you bring it up at some point? Besides, it's kind of written on your face. What's that supposed to mean? Did I write the word manga on my face with a pen or something? Let's see. There's a lone volume of manga amidst a stack of various books on the side of one of the shelves. Curious, I pull it out of the stack. There it is. Natsuki snatches it out of my hand. She then turns to a box of manga and slips a volume right into the middle of the rest. Ah, much better. Seeing a box set with one book missing is probably the most irritating sight in the world. I know that feel. I get a closer look at the box she said she's admiring. Jeez, I really can't talk today, guys. I can't even mention that I can't talk without being me. Parfait girls? It's a series I've never heard of in my life. That probably means it's either way out of my demographic or it's simply terrible. If you're gonna judge, you can do it from... I can't talk. Through the class on that door. She points to the classroom door. I don't see her pointing, I see her crossing her arms. I wasn't judging anything, I didn't even say anything. It was the tone of your voice. The parfait girls, huh? Yeah. I'm sure that's... okay for her, huh? I'll tell you one thing. Consider this... don't judge a book. That's a lot of case, man. In fact, Natsuki pulls out the first volume of Parfait Girls from the box. I'm gonna show you exactly why. To not judge a book with like 20 extra Ks. She shows the book right into my hands. I stare at the cover. It features 4 girls in colorful attire striking animated feminine poses. It's exceedingly moe. Don't just stand there. What? Natsuki grabs my arm and pulls me out of the closet. She then takes a seat against the wall beneath the windowsills. Anyway, I was more focused on something that happened behind me. I might just like cut it out in editing, but if I don't, then you'll see silence for a bit. She passes around next to her, signaling me to sit there. Anyway, wouldn't chairs be more comfortable? I take my seat. Chairs wouldn't work. We can't read at the same time like that. Yeah, why is that? I guess it's easier to be close together like this. Something in my throat. Don't just say that. You'll make me feel weird about it. No, in this game, maybe it's a knife in my throat. Natsuki crosses her arms and scooches an inch away from me. Sorry. I didn't exactly expect to be sitting this close to her either. Not that I can say it's a particularly bad thing, because that'd probably be insulting. I open the book. It's only a few seconds before Natsuki once again inches closer, reclaiming the additional space while she hopes I won't notice. I could feel her peering over my shoulder, much more eager to begin reading than I am. Again, I can't talk. Wow, how long has it been since I read the beginning? You don't go back and flip through the older volumes every now and then? Not really. Maybe sometimes after I've already finished the series. Hey, aren't you paying attention? I am, but nothing's really happened yet, so I can talk at the same time. It looks like it's about a bunch of friends in high school. Man, typical slice of life affair. I can't really deny that because it's completely and utterly true. I kind of grew out of this since it's rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make up for the lack of plot. Yeah. Are you sure this isn't boring for you? Wow. This image doesn't look familiar in the slightest, does it, guys? Nope. Anyway, are you sure this isn't boring for you? It's not. Even though you're just watching me read? Well, I'm fine with that. If you say so. I guess it's fun sharing something you like with someone else. I always get excited when I convince any of my friends to pick up a series I enjoy. You know what I mean? You don't? That's not... Well, I wouldn't really know. What do you mean? Don't you share your manga with your friends? Could you not rub it in? What am I rubbing in? Jeez. Sorry. Not like I could ever get my friends to read this. They just think manga's for kids. I can't even bring it up with, without them being all like, you still haven't grown out of that yet. Makes me want to punch them in the face. I know those kinds of people. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Just like, I should just add in a sound clip of Charlie Brown falling whenever he tries to kick the football. And I'm sure half of my audience probably won't understand that either. Honestly, it takes a lot of effort to find friends who don't judge, much less friends who are also into it. I'm already kind of a loser, so I guess I gravitated toward the other losers over time. But it's probably harder for someone like you. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. It's pretty accurate. Yeah, I said accurate twice, and on purpose both times. So yeah. Wait, which part? I mean, I feel like I can't even keep it in my own room. My dad would beat the crap out of me if he found this. At least it's safe here in the club room. Except Monica's kind of a jerk about it. I just can't win, can I? Well, that paid off in the end, didn't it? I mean, here I am, reading it. Well, it's not like that solves any of my problems. Maybe. But at least you're enjoying yourself, right? Yeah. So... Jeez, that's enough. You're gonna keep reading or what? Yeah. And then I flip the page. Dot. More ellipses than anyone can know. Time passes. I never would have guessed. Natsuki is strangely quiet now. I glance over at her. It looks like she's started to fall asleep. Hey, Natsuki. Yeah. Suddenly Natsuki collapses straight into me. Hey. Oh jeez. I can't read that. That is a great look for her though. I like the sort of blackness. I think it really contrasts the pink hair. Oh jeez. I wasn't trying to read what you said. It just happens we said the same thing. Natsuki, are you okay? Here. Monika reaches into her bag and pulls out some kind of protein bar. She throws it in Natsuki's direction. Natsuki's eyes suddenly light up again. She snatches the bar from the floor and immediately tears off the wrapper. What? I told you not to give... She doesn't even finish her sentence before stuffing it into her mouth. What? I don't understand. If I'm honest, guys, I haven't seen Natsuki's route for after Sayori's gone, so I really have no clue what's going on. Because, like, I just did all of the ones of the first one, like, of the first section, but I've never done, like, all of the ones of the second section, which is just 2. So, I mean, this is a bit different for me, Foxpack. Don't worry, SoulFoxie. She's fine. It just happens every now and then that she glitches. That's why I always keep a snack in my bag for her. Anyway, why don't we all share our poems now? It's a very strange thing. I guess I'll show it to Monika first. I should start with Monika. Yesterday she seemed eager to read my poem, and I want her to know I'm putting in effort. Hi, SoulFoxie. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. It's definitely not strange in the slightest. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up. Oh yeah, I'm sure you're always listening. Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. So it might just be me, but I think I might be the only Doki Doki fan who would like to also see how the poem turns out, depending on what words you use. Like, basically who it gravitates towards the most, considering, unless it's to the second part where it's just Natsuki and Yuri, it's going to be divided into 3/4. 3/4? 3/3, because that's why they're called thirds. So I don't know. Maybe like for the first part you can see your poems, but for the second part you can't. Who knows? Don't worry, SoulFoxie. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier. But it's a sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon, right? I was busy on other things, mainly wiping my nose with a napkin. Yeah, that's true. Hand Monika my poem. I like it, SoulFoxie. Really? It's a lot cuter than I expected. No, jeez. No. It kind of makes me think of something Natsuki would write. And she's a good writer too. So I take that as a compliment. If you say so. Yep. If you're interested in Natsuki, then always keep a snack on you. Wait, what? She'll cling to you like a puppy. Natsuki's dad doesn't give her lunch money nor leave her any food in the house, so she's in a fussy mood pretty often. Wait, what? But sometimes she just loses all of her strength and shuts down. Well, I'm sure. Like earlier. This is just a guess, but I think she's so small because her malnutrition is interfering with her adolescent growth. Okay then. But hey, sometimes they're into petite girls, you know? Yeah, I'm sure. Sorry, just trying to look at the bright side. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. Why is that a thing to worry about? Like, don't worry that she's not very... I don't get it. I'm pretty sure I said that when I first read Monika's poem before, but still. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to be not... God, I told you guys I can't read. Who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. I don't really read properly grammared sentences, so that's probably why. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? You dig what I'm saying? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in the wall, but he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glanced at my surroundings, but my burned eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scrawling playing tricks on my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right here. He's right there. Or it's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen. Okay then. So what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, the kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. Just not when I read it, because I don't care about timing or anything like that. I just go for it. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently, and it's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany, as in another one? Yeah, something like that. Kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that, because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's right tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Okay then. I guess we'll go with the same formula we did when it was before Sayori. It was sayonara. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading. Sorry. I forgot to start speaking. It's fine, don't force yourself. I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah. Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading through it. So it's that bad. No. Did I just raise my voice? I'm sorry. Mary buries her face in her hands. To me, it looks like she's fondling her hair. That's what it looks like to me. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we really haven't gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine, I really didn't notice. What were you saying? Right, it's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter and they form-fit the two together. The end result is both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Not sure who finds her train of thought. It's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased though. Biased? Oh. Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. Yeah, it's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, or to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Your smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Yeah, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Hopefully I can read it. Like I said, ghost under the light, the tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing, it must be this one. The last remaining street light to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers, I flicker back. Okay then. I can't read worth crap of the actual words, but I can read that cursive perfectly fine. I can read any of her original poems fine at all. Makes perfect sense, right guys? Just makes most sense. I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. I was thinking that it was hard to read. But it took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Her handwriting's pretty. It's pretty. That's what it is, okay? Just like Natsuki likes to pronounce book like book. Yeah, that's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Because, you know, that wasn't the first thing you needed to do. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. I'm pretty sure I said digest. Are you into ghost story? Hugh. I wouldn't know how to pronounce that aside from Hugh. Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, SoulFoxie. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember, the poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in our last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn than putting it that way. English is fun. I hadn't even thought of that. It's oppressive. It's nothing really. Kind of reminds me of this girl who was in her comfort place for so long and then died via hanging. Her name was Sayori. There's a song called Sayonara. Or Sayonara, whatever it's pronounced. I know the actual word phrase, whatever is pronounced sayonara. But I think it should, like, the song's name should be Sayonara, as in Sayori Nara. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Sorry, I'll get back to the game. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things too. Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying. I'm counting on you. And Natsuki, because it's the only one left. Okay, well, let's start with the things I don't like. First of all, Natsuki rereads my poem. Never mind. I don't feel like giving you my opinion. Then what's the point in sharing in the first place? I wrote this when I could have been doing other things. And in fact, remember how I said I wanted to read your poems? That's what I had in mind when writing this, probably because 17 to 19 of them were about you. I wanted to help you feel comfortable enough to share yours. Like Monica said, well, I would be more comfortable sharing my poem if yours was really bad. You're supposed to show me some dumb poem and make me go, huh, well, that's not that great, but let me show you what real literature looks like. And you went and ruined it. I hope you're happy. Very happy. So in other words, you're saying you like it? Natsuki's retort gets the caught in her throat. You're so... You don't understand anything, do you? I already told you that you don't have to go announcing it to the world like yourself. Oh, that's self-important. Sorry about that. Again, I was clearing my throat, and also paying attention. There's something behind me. Mainly my bed, because I think my cat's in my room. I'm pretty sure you never actually said that. I said that mostly to myself. Natsuki must really hate me or something. I can't figure out if it's a win or a loss that she liked my poem. In any case, you still need to show me yours, right? Fine, I guess. Only because Monica will make me if I don't. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can see, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. Okay then. Yeah. I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I like it. Now all that echoes through my mind is Dahi, as in Dahi Denogla, just going, I like it. I don't know why. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. The other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest on here, did you? No, I totally didn't. Because I totally haven't read this before. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Alright. Considering how long I'm sure this video is, I'm just gonna go ahead and save. So, anyway, I will see you in the next video, Foxback.